Hi, I'm Lowell Martin, and this is MCC Today, your place for all things academic. And today we have the wonderful Miss Erin Davis. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm okay. We're doing fine.
Right.
Now, you are the Special Services Coordinator for the bookstore here at Meridian Community College. Now, what does that mean?
Basically, I kind of choose what we sell as far as gift items.
Okay.
And then
we have a lot of gift items available.
Yes, we have tons of stuff, tons of great stuff.
Yes.
And then I also do the decorating for the store. So about 5 times a year, I've kind of turned the store over seasonally. Mm-hmm. And then if we have events on campus, like Eagle Experience or anything like that, where balloons are required, or just any kind of decorating situation, that's kind of my area.
Okay. Okay. Now we have something interesting coming up here at MCC, and what is it?
It's our annual Christmas open house.
Okay.
It will be November 13th. From 8 to 3:30. Things will be a little bit different than past years, just because of some COVID restrictions, and then we're doing some remodeling in the bookstore.
I was about to say there's some massive remodeling, or let me rephrase that. There's some interesting remodeling in the bookstore.
Yes, it's kind of cut down about almost half of our space. So
okay.
We've had to make some adjustments. As far as the event itself, we'll do, like I said, from 8 to 3:30. We're kind of spreading it out so people have a little more time to shop and enjoy without feeling too crowded.
Okay.
The main part of the event, which will be breakfast and the decorating demo, will be.
We always love those.
Yes. Those will still be kind of morning time. We'll start serving breakfast around 8:30. The only difference there will be, instead of a buffet style, where you just come in and kind of get what you want, we'll serve you.
Right. Okay.
And we'll have gloves and masks on.
Well, I'm just going to say, now let me just say, they always give the best breakfasts. They do the best breakfasts. I've always enjoyed those, and so now we don't have to do it ourselves. So you're going to give us just the tiny portions?
We're going to give you as much as we can. As much as we can. And
so we're going to have the breakfast, and then you're going to have a demonstration of not decorating. What was it?
It's a decorating demonstration, like for like wreath making and things like that, for decorating for the holiday.
Now, will you do that?
I will do it this year.
Okay.
We normally have Tommy McCarty come in, but he's unable to make it this year, so it will be me. I've got some big shoes to fill.
And you are the master decorator.
I'm the decorator.
Okay.
I don't know about master, but I try.
Okay. Okay.
So.
Now, I always think it's such a good thing for the MCC community, for us to come to the bookstore and first off, see what's available, see what's there, what kind of items are there, but also kind of give us a sense of our community and getting to see each other, because we're in our own separate areas, especially now, our own separate bubbles as much as we can be. But it's good to be able to get out and see everybody.
Yeah, and it's our favorite time of year. We love to be able to have everybody come in and check things out, and we'll have lots of deals and discounts going on that day.
Oh, I love discounts.
The demonstration itself will not be in the bookstore this time. It'll be in the McCain Theater.
Okay.
And we'll start at 10 with that.
Okay.
So we're trying to give everybody some time to eat first, because food's not allowed in the theater.
Right, of course.
So we've had to spread it out a good bit. But
so November 13th, from 8 to
3:30.
3:30.
The whole day.
We'll have the wonderful open house at the bookstore. Well, listen, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
I hope we have a really good turnout on the 13th. We'll be right back.
Become essential at Meridian Community College. Our community is changing, and at MCC, we are built for those who want to serve. Being essential has kept our community going. You can become that here, all at an affordable cost. Whether you dream of helping people through healthcare services or want to transport goods, connecting people with the products they need, we have many unique opportunities to help you find your purpose. Don't wait for change. Be the difference and register today. Become essential at Meridian Community College.
College.
And we're here with Miss Cher Warren, who is the manager for the bookstore at Meridian Community College. Now, before I get to talking about what we're going to talk about, in our last segment, Miss Erin Davis was here talking about the open house we're having, and I wanted to stress to everyone that that is open to the public. Okay,
Yes.
so it is open to the public.
Yes, open to the public. Please come. Anybody that's interested, come on out. We
That's
always
November
have a
13th from 8 to 3:30, and they also have a decorating demonstration at about 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now once that's out of the way, so I wanted to talk to you because we've got some interesting things happening here at
Yes,
MCC
great
in the next
things.
little while. What's coming up?
Okay, so coming up on October the 29th, which is Thursday, it's our first annual MCC Candy Cruise.
Okay.
It will be at 5:30. It'll take place in the Ivy Circle. So when the cars pull up from the light in the front, we will have somebody directing traffic up there. If it gets too backed up at the light, they will just pull up through the circle. Don't get out of your car. Just
Okay.
roll your windows down, and we'll have about 20 tents set up around the circle that'll be decorated. Everybody will be dressed up with costumes.
gonna be so neat.
And we're going to hand out candy at every tent.
Okay.
And we will have a couple of tents set up for those who have allergies or any kind of allergic reaction to anything. We do have some tents set up that we can give things to those kids that are coloring pages, colors, a book to read, things like that, so that those kids aren't left out and can't participate. So just come on through. We'll have those tents marked with the little teal ribbon that we're supposed to have, so you'll see those.
So it will start at 5:30.
Starts at
and run
5:30.
till
Until the candy runs out.
until the candy runs
Yeah,
out.
we're
Okay.
thinking around 7:30 or 8, so it just really depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's wonderful because especially now with COVID and all of that, we want to be as careful as we possibly can, and I think this is the best way we can do that.
Yes, everybody stays in the car. We'll all have our masks on.
Okay.
Of course, some people's mask will look like their costume, but they will have a mask on. So we'll all be socially distanced and try not to touch anything. But yeah, we should be good with it.
Well, okay, now, Cher, as the manager, and last time you were on here, we were talking about, some of the stuff that was going to be online soon, and you said that was coming up and all of
Yes.
that. Well, I believe it has arrived,
Yes,
right?
yes. We launched our site a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
And it has gone really well. Actually, it was last week, I believe.
Okay.
So it's gone really well so far. If you want to purchase any kind of MCC item or
Any
textbook,
MCC anything?
yes, which we're still adding products, so
Okay.
you have to just bear with us on that. But if you go to bookstore.meridiancc.edu, that will take you directly to our site. It's also linked on our MCC pages, on our social media pages, so it's easy to find and easy to order. It's a nice little landing spot for the bookstore.
Now, you said something about that they could actually get on and do their books.
Yes, order textbooks.
Excellent.
Yeah, anything that they need.
Excellent, excellent. Now, do you know yet if they would be able to use their financial aid?
Yes, you can use your financial
Excellent.
aid. Yeah, everything's good. You can have your credit card payment, financial aid, and we will have gift cards, which we're still working on those. But you can pay with a gift certificate if you have a current one right now.
Okay.
And then you can purchase a gift card a little bit later.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you so much for being with us
you.
today, and I cannot wait. I'm going to bring all the grandkids to
Please
the
do,
candy
please
crawl.
do.
So
Yeah.
5:30 at
October 29th, right in the Ivy Circle.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Are you searching for something new? Then Meridian Community College is the place for you. With over 52 career and technical pathways, you can move straight into the workforce in 2 years or less. Get hands-on experience in welding and electrical technology, or go digital in graphic design and media production. You'll discover many opportunities for a new career at a fraction of the cost. Reskill now. Become essential at Meridian Community College. Register today at meridiancc.edu.
And we have Miss Faith Robinson. Welcome, Faith. How are you doing?
Amazing. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Now, here at MCC, you are our softball coach.
Yes, sir.
And you also are an instructor in the math lab.
Yes.
Okay. But you're only part-time in the math lab, I believe, right? Am I correct in that, or are you?
Technically.
There are a lot of technicalities.
Yes.
Okay. But you've been a softball coach here for quite a number of years.
Yes, 9 years.
Okay. And now, how is everything going during COVID and softball?
Softball seems to be the least
Affected
sport.
Okay.
Since we opened back up June 1st, they haven't stopped playing tournaments. It's, you try to social distance, but it seems like parents in their softball, baseball world, they don't care. So we're just out there.
Okay, but everything has been going well. No one has
Yes,
gotten sick.
yes.
And okay, that's what's important. But now, how many players do you have right now, or how many young ladies do you have in your program?
24
right now?
players and 2 managers.
Okay, and how do you choose who's going to be a player for you? What are you looking for?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Because I know, because your young ladies, they come in the Success Center all the time, and they do their study halls, and they are such good students. I never, because sometimes when students get together, even though they're distant from each other and they're wearing masks, they still get kind of loud.
Yes.
Yours never do.
Thank
Yours
you.
always, they're on point. They're on, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. I've never had to come out and go, okay, look, y'all, you need to be quiet. So what do you look for in an athlete?
When we're recruiting, one of the main things that I try to get girls to understand is I want good humans. I just want good people.
Okay.
So even though grades are very important, that does not keep me from recruiting a student, but we do look at their background, their grades in high school, their behavior in high school. Because MCC is tough academically, we want to make sure girls can come in and handle it and being here. But we do look for just well-rounded, good parent backgrounds, just kids who want to be here, who want to study and learn under myself and Coach London. And so just good kids first.
Well, so you don't just look at just their athletic ability
No,
or
sir.
just their GPA, or it's a combination.
It's a
with you.
combination, and we when we sit down and recruit and have the kids on campus, we do a lot of communicating just to see their personalities and if they're gonna click or mesh with us and the kids we already have in the program, but just good kids. As long as they're working hard, they tend to stay out of trouble. They perform well on the field, and we try to make sure they understand I was a teacher first before coach, so because my major is education, they have to be not just well-rounded on the field, but off. And off the field usually is where I lean more toward when I'm recruiting them than on the field.
How many typically, I'm not looking for an exact figure here, but about how many young ladies do you have to look at before you narrow it down to the number who's going to be on your team? How many, what's the process you have to go through? I know it's probably got to be kind of long and arduous.
Yes.
Okay.
And between the two of us, London will go to 1/2
Okay.
of the state and states surrounding us, and then I'm usually in the other half.
Okay.
So if I see 100 kids, she sees 100 kids. We bring them all on campus if we can, and then so you're looking at, we only pick 15 maybe in 1 year
Right.
out of 300 kids that we might see.
Oh
So
my.
it's tough.
But you filter it down and you get good people.
Yes.
Because, like I said, and I've seen how you and Coach London interact with the young ladies, and it is always, y'all are such good mentors, and you give such good advice. Because I'm nosy, so I'm going to listen. But I do notice that y'all do, and so. As far as the upcoming, next semester, how do you get them ready? What kind of program do you? How often do they have to exercise for you, and then how often do they have to practice, typically, to get them ready? We
go through at the beginning. We weed out or separate, as we would prefer saying.
Okay.
The tougher from our bottom half.
Okay.
Right out of the gate. Soon as we get here in August, we have what we call Hell Month. And then, it's conditioning every day for a month straight. And they have to get up at 5:30.
Because I've seen some of them come in the, they
Yes.
come in the lab, the Success Center afterwards, and they're like, "You won't believe what we had to do."
But
Okay.
it's
So it's
good
every
for
day.
them. It's every day
And
for
what
a
kind of
month.
stuff do they have to do every day?
Run, flip tires, sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer?
Yes,
Okay.
we hit the sledgehammer against some big tractor tires. A lot of strength and conditioning stuff. They learn how to lift early on. We've done CrossFit in the past couple years. We've done. We utilize the locals that have been great athletes. Cordero Eason, we've used him for 2 years to do speed and agility work, footwork technique in the mornings. And then, for that first month, they're pretty much doing 2 or 3 a days.
Wow.
So it's gruesome that first month, but like I said, it separates them. This year we have a really strong group, so it didn't separate them, but it made my leader step up. My freshmen took off real big in the first month, and so they learn how to push each other.
Now, when they're actually playing in the season, how often do they have to exercise, or do they have to exercise other than actually going out and playing?
We still do 3 days a week weightlifting.
5 o'clock, 5:30.
5:30.
Okay. So you're an early morning. You're an early riser.
I'm a very early riser. I'm the early riser, non-sleeper. So.
Because we have, we love coffee.
Yes.
But like I said, I'm just always so impressed with these young ladies and how well they do both on the field and in the classroom. And I think that says a lot about you and Coach London.
Thank you.
Well, listen, I want to have you back.
Okay.
And because I know you love being on, in front of the camera, so I want to have you back, and we're going to talk about this some more. Okay?
Yes.
We'll be right back.
With so much uncertainty in our world, we are thankful for the heart and determination of those who have followed their calling in healthcare. They work tirelessly on the front lines every day to make a true difference in our community. At Meridian Community College, we take pride in training these heroes and are grateful for their service in this time of great need. These Eagles found their wings at Meridian Community College.
Miss Jamara Dunn, and now you are the project director for the Mississippi Tobacco Free Coalition of Lauderdale and Newton counties. Now, that is a mouthful and a half.
It is, but that is
And
correct.
how long have you been doing that?
Almost 3 years now I've been in this position.
And what does that position entail? What do you do?
On a daily basis, I do anything from educational presentations as it relates to tobacco education and the harmful effects of it all. I also advocate for tobacco-free policies within the communities that I service. We go into churches, we go into schools, various other organizations and agencies within the community.
How are we doing tobacco-wise? Are our numbers going down? Are we doing better?
In the state of Mississippi?
Yes.
We know that the state of Mississippi has quite a reputation, but we are at the top of the list as it comes to tobacco usage and smoking and things of that nature. Over the years, as this program has been implemented, there has been a reduction, in the use of tobacco products, but we also know that there are some new products on the market. You have things such as vaping, e-cigarettes, and things of that nature, and those numbers are increasing.
I have 2 nieces who vape, and I tell them constantly, I'm on them constantly. I'm like, you should not be doing this. And they say to me, their reaction is, well, this is better than smoking cigarettes. And I'm like, no, you're still inhaling something into your lungs. Is it better than smoking cigarettes?
You're exactly right. It is reported that it is not as harmful as smoking cigarettes. There are over 70,000 chemicals in the combustible cigarette. But when it comes to vaping, not so much, but there are still a lot of harmful effects through these vaping products. They still can cause cancer. They also can cause lung damage. they have, you know, if you see your niece smoking the vape or the e-cigarette or the Juul or whatever it is that she may have, you may notice that she cannot put it down. These products are highly addictive, more so than some of these cigarette
Really?
products.
The vapes are they're
The
more
nicotine levels in these vaping pens and e-cigarettes are ridiculously high.
addictive. Okay. And in addition to smoking or vaping, we still have the people, mainly young men and men, who insist on chewing tobacco. Okay. And
yes.
that is harmful also.
As well, yes. Any form of tobacco is harmful.
Right.
But more so with some of those chewing tobaccos or spit tobacco and things of that nature, you're going to see a lot of oral cancer with that. A lot of oral diseases, gum disease. So it's very important with those that chew and spit tobacco or what they call smokeless tobacco. It's very important that they get screenings from their dentist or hygienist or anything of that nature to make sure that they don't have any of those issues.
I think so many times, especially with young people, it's so difficult to get them to understand that a behavior that they're having right now, the consequences might not occur for 20 or 30 years. And of course, when they reach this point, that's when they're like, oh, I never should have done that. How do you relate the information to the young people to try to get them to stop and say, look, okay, in 20 or 30 years, there's a very good chance you're going to have lung cancer or lip cancer. How do you go about doing that? How do you go about getting that message out?
That's a very important point. It is where in today they don't, think about the consequences. As far as they know, it's something that's cool. It's the trend. But I often try to share that when cigarettes came on the market some time ago, it was a cool thing to do. Not a lot of information was out about it. Now vaping, there's still information, there's still research that is ongoing. So we don't know everything that comes from vaping, but just like those cigarettes, eventually there's going to be we're going to understand that there's a lot of harm being done to our bodies. And then you don't want to go ahead and take those risks now just because you think it's cool. So that's kind of how I share.
Why is it and this is just a philosophical question. Let's go philosophy for a minute. But here in Mississippi, we know that we shouldn't be obese, but we eat. We know that we shouldn't, that we shouldn't be smoking and vaping and chewing tobacco, but we still do. Why do you think that is? I mean, I've lived here all my life, and I'm much, much older than you. Do you have any glimpses or answers for those questions?
I do not. We all have our vices, but environment. We go to what we saw our elders doing or a family member, and we think, hey, it's okay. So yeah, here in Mississippi, we eat this and that and the other. It's just as greasy as it wants to be. Our grandparents definitely dipped. My grandfather was a true, he engaged in spit tobacco for as long as I can remember.
Mine too.
So it's environment. It's something that's instilled, tradition.
So your job is to try to change that environment.
So it is, and
Okay.
only thing that I can do, I do not place judgment, but the only thing I can do is provide the education, provide the facts, and I leave it up to you at that point.
Do you have some good success stories that you're very proud of?
I do. Oftentimes when I go into the community, and there's a lot of places that I frequent, more than once. So when I go into the communities, there may be someone that remembers me from a certain time, and they will say, hey, I've stopped smoking from this amount of time. And those are success stories for me. Even if I don't see them for some time after that or ever again, I just hope that they continued on that path. So yes.
Because it is an addiction.
It is.
It is because tobacco is a stimulant.
It is.
You are addicted to that,
the nicotine.
The nicotine in the tobacco, and it's trying to break that, and especially with some of these where the concentration is so high.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Do you think we're going to get to the point where we have such a healthy Mississippi?
That's the goal. That is the goal. But we have places here like Meridian Community College where they take the steps to, put these policies in place as it relates to no smoking on campus, and then in turn, maybe they will lead some of these cities or towns into doing the same thing. And overall, the goal is the state of Mississippi.
Yes.
And then, nationwide.
And worldwide. Let's get it.
Yes.
So if anyone wants to get in touch with you and get some more information, how can they get in touch with you? Is there an email address?
I do. I have an email address. It is jldunn, DUNN, at ibshealthy.com.
Okay.
That is my email. You can contact me. I can deliver a presentation to your church or anything of that nature.
Okay.
I also wanted to share, though, that we do have a partnership with what we call the Mississippi Quit Line.
Okay.
It's a nationwide program. However, the state of Mississippi does receive funding through this program where they provide cessation aids in helping people to release their addiction to these products.
Okay, so they can contact them.
They can contact. You've seen it on TV.
Right.
It's 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
1-800-QUIT-NOW.
1-800-QUIT-NOW. You call them. They have counselors on standby to help you in that process.
Excellent. Well, listen, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
We'll be right back.
All right, so you're looking to make a career decision that's crazy smart and won't break the bank. Then let's start with tuition guarantee and a home field advantage. That's Meridian Community College, and we're changing the game. We've got heavy metal drilling and saving lives. Or how about building a rover that could drive on Mars? We're more than grades in a classroom. We're your Red Bull monster shot of knowledge that will help you own that next job. This is not just the 13th year, it's the gateway to your entire career. Are you ready for more? Well, the eagle has landed. Find your wings.
Our students are out and about. They have been videotaping. They have been doing all kinds of stuff, getting all kinds of information. But be careful, they're vegan. Run!
Hi, this is Colton Auburn with MCC Today. I'm in a computer lab with Eagle Esports. Today I interviewed Anthony D'Angelo to learn more.
So we started the Eagle Esports Club really to just kind of gather a bunch of students together who like to play video games in a competitive manner, with the hopes of eventually going and forming a formal school sports team. All right, so due to COVID, most of our meets and competitions and gameplay is taking place off campus. We run stuff through Discord and stuff like that, and so just to kind of keep everybody spread out. Hopefully after COVID, we'll be able to host some tournaments on campus and stuff like that, and gathering people. Usually we play Smash Brothers. I know we played Dragon Ball Z Fighter, and a couple of, I think, Tekken, and a couple of other stuff like that. We encourage anybody who likes to play video games and wants to play them either socially or wants to maybe focus a little bit more competitively, to come in, check us out, see what we're all about.
On behalf of executive producer Matt Milner, media consultant Josh Taylor, and our student producers Colton Albritton and Jace Moore, thank you for watching. We hope you learned just a little bit. See you next time.